Shalom, friends. This is Marty Waldman, just coming with a little end of the year update. Normally, ministries send out, half desperate pleas for end of the year giving. I'm not going to do that. If you want to donate to Baruch Hashem, it's never been any pressure, just if the Lord leads you. However, I do feel compelled at this moment to bring you an update concerning the Hanukkah season and Christmas season. TJCII is, I think, a key ministry in terms of understanding what it means to be reconciled in Yeshua, the light of the world, the light of Hanukkah, the light of Christmas, and the one who is going to redeem all of the world, the old nature and the sin nature, and bring us into a place of submission to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, but also help us to love one another and understand what it means to care for each other. So TJCII is really involved in the earliest of divisions in the body of Messiah, which is the schism between Jews and Gentiles in the body of Yeshua from the earliest of centuries after Yeshua. And so our hope is not in reconciliation, even though that's the process, part of the process of this calling of TJCII, of having a second council. But it is really addressing an issue of bringing wholeness and health back into the body of Messiah. As most of you know, and I'll just share a moment of this, just a thought, that I'm the son of Holocaust survivors. Both of my parents survived the Holocaust in Europe and lived through all of that. My dad lost all of his family. He's the only survivor in his family. His parents, brother, two sisters, and their family, their children, they all perished in the Holocaust. They were all murdered by the Nazi machine. My mother, same thing happened to my mom, but she survived with one sister. I had one aunt. Our family was very small and still is. As a result of the Holocaust, late 1930s and first part of 1940s. And so what I'm seeing today is a tremendous reminder. In fact, I'm wearing a t-shirt, and I wanted to just show it to you. I have to stand up here, but it says, in Hebrew, it says Zachor. It means remember. We just are in the after the fact of this tremendous murder spree in Australia, in Sydney, and I didn't realize that before October the 7th in 2023, Australia had about 300 incidents of antisemitism per year, average. Now, since 2023, since October 7th, they have had 1,500 more, 1,800 anti-Semitic incidents. And so the Jewish community in Australia probably were already on guard, but the two Muslim snipers who killed at least 15, 16 people during this gathering in Sydney to light a menorah, Hanukkah menorah. They knew that anti-Semitism was on the rise, and there have been pogroms in Australia, or at least something like pogroms in Australia against the Jewish communities there. But Australia is not Nazi Germany. What's the difference is that we're living in a day when the anti-Semitic rise, or the rise of anti-Semitism, as happened in Nazi Germany and surrounding European states, nations, now has gone global. It was confined to one country and then spread through Europe, but now it has gone global. Anti-Semitism is on the rise everywhere in the world. This is like the opposite of the message of the angels who appeared to the shepherds in the field at Yeshua's birth, saying, peace. They bring a message of peace among those who are seeking that peace. Well, today, it seems like the most active part of the human community around the world is not seeking peace, but seeking destruction. And it's my opinion that Jews are only the first. Jewish people are the ones who experience the anti-Semitism, but it doesn't remain with us, just like it didn't remain with us in Nazi Germany. It affected all the Christians, it affected gypsies, it affected homosexuals, it affected all sorts of people in Germany and in other parts of Europe that thought that they weren't going to be harmed. They thought it was going to be, just aimed at the Jewish people. Well, they were wrong. And if you think this anti-Semitism and these incidents around the world, here even in the United States as well, you think these incidents of anti-Semitism are going to remain with the Jewish people, you are greatly mistaken, and you will be greatly surprised if you don't wake up. So TJCII is in the ministry of reconciling the Jewish and Christian elements in the body of the Messiah. However, this effort will affect the entire world, and it does affect everyone. And the opposite also affects the entire world. And so the great sin in Europe among Christians was silence. The church did not stand up or speak up when the rise of anti-Semitism in Europe became so strong, so evident. And so I'm hoping that at the very least, at the minimum, that our TJCII family will arise and do not allow this anti-Semitism or these acts of anti-Semitism, and in this case, even acts of murder, don't allow yourself to be silent now. If we don't stand up and say something now and help the rest of the world and society recognize the wrong of this kind of anti-Semitism, not this kind, this anti-Semitism, we will all regret it. All of us, we will regret it in the future. I regret it already. I was talking to one of my granddaughters yesterday who just wept and wept and wept with the news of what happened in Australia. She's not Australian. She's here in the United States, but it so affected her so deeply. She's at university. But one of the things that affected her was all of her friends around her never said a word. Never said a word. I think people are afraid to speak up. People are afraid to stand up and not only defend Jewish people, but take a stand against evil. This is evil, humanity against humanity. Okay, there are political issues, there are social issues, but this is evil. This is pure evil. At one point, there are marches against Israel and Zionism, etc., etc. This was not that. This was against the Jewish community in the diaspora. Not about Israel. This is the true light of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism arises against all Jews everywhere, but it won't stop with us. I hope that you, our TJCII family, will take a stand, will speak out, and remind everyone that this cannot happen again. It may happen again. This may be a reflection of the anti-Messiah. We're getting closer and closer to the day of Yeshua's return. It may happen again, but don't let it happen without an outcry from us. So friends, bless you. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. And I hope that you will remember, Zachor, that you will remember the goodness of God and not allow evil to pass without taking a stand against it. Well, God bless you and shalom.